What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for jumping into another video. My name is Josh, and I am just your average Joe day trader. Today is Thursday, August 28th. It is late in the night. I had a day today. It's actually close to midnight right now, and I'm recording my day's update for the market. Wanted to make sure that we talked a little bit about what happened today as we go into this Friday, which leads us into a 3-day weekend. We've got Labor Day on Monday, and so the market will be closed. So pretty much tomorrow, Friday at 8 p.m., the market will shut down and it will not reopen again until Monday night at 8 p.m. So one thing that I wanted to share about that is you all know that I pretty much stressed through the weekend about what is the S&P 500 going to do on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Are we going to see the gap up? Are we going to see the gap down? And that's after having Friday night pretty much 8 p.m. all the way through to Sunday night 8 p.m. and a lot of things happening through the weekends, like news that happens, military operations, White House administration stuff, Donald Trump tweets, Democrat versus Republican stuff. Okay, there's all these things that absolutely happen. Well, now we're going to take 3 days and a holiday, which is potentially going to cause some opportunities for us in the market when it opens up on Monday night at 8 p.m. and subsequently Tuesday morning, the 4 a.m. and the 9:30 bell. So we will see what happens with that, but obviously quite an opportunity for us and for many, many things to happen. But there is a lot of news right now that I wanted to share a couple things with you very quickly. And then the big thing in the news, which is totally crazy, but I'm going to share it with you. And then we're going to talk about the stock market. What did it do today? But first of all, this crackdown on immigration, a lot of people have different opinions about how it goes. The other thing I wanted to share with you, because this is big news, big news. So everybody by now should have pretty much heard about Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook and the fact that Trump is firing her because they found that she had, we don't know for a fact personally because we're not there in the in the White House, or we're not in the trenches with all of what's going on there, but basically the statement was made public that she had violated some ethical policies and procedures and some laws involving mortgage fraud. And what I researched a little bit was that she had actually intentionally listed two residents, two homes she owned, both as primary residents. Now, where I am in Florida, you can only file one residence as your primary residence, and you get the homestead, tax exemption as part of that. But we own other homes, and I cannot list or name any of those other homes as primary residence to get the tax benefit. And apparently she found a way to do that for two of her homes, or maybe she only has two homes, both listed as primary residence where she was receiving this tax benefit. So what's the crazy news about this? Because you've already heard about it and it's crazy in itself. She's suing President Trump. She's going to sue President Trump. She hired an attorney. He can't fire me. He's being unlawful, etc. And we'll see what happens. But right now there is all of this news and all of this noise surrounding what we really need to be focused on. And this is one of them where now basically she's suing, the government. She's suing President Trump. So we'll see what happens, but it is causing this little ripple in the financial news as well, because obviously we're trying to reduce interest rates. We're trying to get the Fed, Jerome Powell, to make a move on it. We think he's going to. We're waiting. We don't have any promises yet, but we'll see what happens. And this obviously is just causing noise and disruption and taking us away from what we really need to be doing right now. So let's take a look at the stock market and let's see what happened today. I will tell you that personally, I got into BBAI today. I got into SoFi today, and I got into SoundHound today. Those were the three that I traded. I did decent, not amazing. I did very nicely on SoFi, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I did okay in SoundHound. It wasn't quite the pop I was hoping for. And Big Bear also sort of, didn't really do a whole lot. So, didn't really make a good, I got in and got out quick because I saw it wasn't running well. But we're going to look at the charts together and I'm going to show it all to you. Let's start with the S&P 500. You all know I love looking at the S&P 500. I base most of my trades on what's happening with the S&P 500 because I like to live with in and out of the tech stocks, and that's basically what I'm trading in and out of. And the S&P 500 is hugely controlled by things like Nvidia and by Tesla, by Google, by Meta, all those big names that are part of that. Palantir, AMD, they're all a big part of what's happening with the S&P 500. And so today we hit a new all-time high. 649.79 was a new all-time high. If you can even believe what we just had happen with us with Nvidia, and now we have this new all-time high. Pretty incredible. If we go to the average Joe day trade, I'm going to go through them pretty quick for you, but the average Joe day trade best stock list, the ones that you should be looking at every day to make some decisions on what you may want to trade. These are the ones that I've already vetted and gone through and done my analysis on. But you can see Tesla had a pretty hard run down this morning based on the market opening, but it had a nice, decent, not back to where it was on opening, but a nice recovery. I know a lot of people had calls on Tesla and were pretty upset at this drop, but it recovered back and now it's running horizontal. 345.16, still an incredible high number for Tesla and doing well. Nvidia, okay, not the news. Nvidia had a bit of a drop down also, but then it spent the rest of the day kind of running up, a little bit of a pullback at the close of the market. AMD followed suit, almost identical, hard pop up, hard pop down, ran down a little bit, and then a nice recovery. Palantir, pretty much all the way up, all the way today. Hood, not much going on in Hood. If depending on what chart you're looking at, you could see there was a couple opportunities in there, 15-minute candle, 15-minute candle, 15-minute candles, to make some money in, but not anything that I was in. Rocket Labs, I was in Rocket Labs today. I forgot to mention that earlier. Very happy. It dropped to a low of $45. Finished out the day up here at $47.98, almost $48. Like I've been sharing with you, Rocket Labs has been pushing between a $2 to $5 run just about every single market day. And it did that again today. It did yesterday was this pull down, really bad pull down day, like everything else did, waiting for Nvidia, and then with the Nvidia drop, but a nice day today. So HIMS had a nice opportunity to get in here, 43.80, and it ran all the way up to a high of 45.10. So an opportunity to make some money here, and then you had to get out of it. SMCI, nothing but downward momentum. Ionic was running beautifully up. SMR running really nicely up and sort of held. CCL, hard drop run. Wasn't anything I was looking at. CNC, major drop and just stayed stagnant down there. I'm going to skip SoFi for a minute. IREN ran horizontal and then exploded at the market close. And I believe they had earnings today. They did. They had their earnings today. So look at this really, really beautiful result for IREN. It started off here 23.04 and it ran all the way to a wick high of 27.37. Nice. Almost $5. SBET, nothing happened in there today. Run, ran. Nice opportunity. I mentioned the quantums and QUBT, nice run up. QBTS, nice run up, a little bit of pullback later in the day. NVTS, yeah, not there yet. I mean, you could have rode this up pre-market and gotten in and gotten out of this. This was actually a high of 629, where you could have gotten in here the low 607. So not bad, 22 cents per share. BBAI, okay, listen, BBAI. So nice chance to make some money here, gave it all back, came down. Nice chance to make your money here, gave it all back. I was in this mid-range here, okay? I can't recall off the top of my head what the price point was. somewhere in this 511 to 514 range is where I got in, and I rode it up, got out about top of this candle before the wick. So I think I was at about 518, somewhere around there. Not too bad, little snipe, nothing I was real excited about, but I did make money in there. APLD. All right, APLD, I skipped it, and you can see that this morning you could have rode this one. Okay, I rode this candle. I saw this nice upward momentum, really nice candle here. I saw a little bit of a drop back first thing in the morning, and I took a chance on it. I said APLD has been doing this run up thing first thing and then settling down, and it did exactly that. It ran up to a high of $17.60, opened up at $17. Nice candle. Basically 60-cent opportunity. I made about 45 cents per share. And when it started to do this run back down, I got out because I had a feeling it was going to sit and run kind of horizontal, but it didn't. It has a couple other nice little ups you could have made money in, but that's where I made my APLD money. SoFi was the king for us today. SoFi was the home run of the day for me. I got into it at about $25.25. And it ran all the way up to $26.33. I missed the $26.33, and I caught it at about $26.14 to 12 cents. I hit sell and was out at 26.10, but 25.25 to 26.10 was a nice run for me today. And like I've shared with you all, I'm day trading SoFi now. I'm not really in it for that long term. Do I believe long term it's going to become a $30 stock? Absolutely, and we are not far from it. Do I think it could be a $50 stock? Yes. $100 stock? Yes. I do believe that. That is my opinion, not financial advice, but I do believe SoFi one day will continue to run and be close to a Robinhood status, over $100 per share. All right, SoundHound also very similar to SoFi. Came out of the overnight market at $11.81 as a low. Pretty much opened up the market at 12.03, and it ran all the way to 12.76. Really nice day for SoundHound. Made a beautiful run for SoundHound today. Thank you, SoundHound. I made a nice profit with you. And tomorrow, what am I looking at for tomorrow? Well, first of all, look at SoundHound. They're already at $12.88 in the 24-hour market, so that's nice. So I'm going to be watching SoundHound to see for the pullback, okay, because they didn't have a pullback this morning, and I jumped into it on that run up. I saw several candles. This is a 15-minute. On the 5-minute, look at this thing, okay, just a consistent up. Loved it. I'm going to be waiting to see if there's some sort of a pullback for SoundHound tomorrow morning, and I might play it exactly the same as I did today. We're going to have to wait and see what the levels look like. You can see that we just in the overnight broke through this 12.83 resistance level. It broke it, but it's sitting right there, right? But you got this abandoned baby all the way up there, $12.88. So we'll see what the next ones do. And then 13.09 is my next resistance level. So we'll see if it can run to that. I'm also going to be looking at SoFi again tomorrow. I'm going to be watching APLD again tomorrow. I'm going to be looking at Rocket Labs again tomorrow. These are the money makers for me right now. Wash, rinse, repeat, everybody. Wash, rinse, repeat. That's what I keep saying. You don't need to find a new company, a new stock every day. You don't need to chase the free scanners that are out there. You don't need to look at those every single morning and decide to jump into something extremely volatile. Look over the last 2 weeks and 30 days and make a decision based on some of these stocks. These are the ones you want to be in. All right, listen, if this is your first time visiting the channel, thank you for being here. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. And lastly, please drop some comments below. Let me know how you're doing. What are you looking at? What am I missing? Somebody called something out in one of the YouTube comments that they were in and out of RR. I took a look at it. Man, that stock looks good. Looks good. I'm taking a little bit more of a look at it. But, listen, call them out. Let me know what you're looking at. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, and looking forward to giving you an update tomorrow, Friday, August 29th. We'll see what the market does at 4 a.m. We'll see what S&P does when we hit that time period, and what do we do at 9:30 in the morning. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Josh out. Peace.